These are 5 farms that you need to build in your Minecraft Bedrock Survival world. Iron, villagers, emeralds and totems, fish farms, and infinite XP. If you don't have these farms, you are missing out on so much insane loot. The list gets better as it goes on, so make sure to check out all 5 farms. And with that, let's start off with number 5, the iron farm. Now, of course, everybody needs iron inside of the game. It is so useful for things like beacons, armor, hoppers, and so many more things. I swear in my worlds, I always feel like I never have enough iron. So personally, this is the first farm that I build, and honestly, it doesn't get much easier than this design. It's a small 5x5 square. Underneath that, you have some villagers, workstations, and beds. And there you go, you now have a perfectly working iron farm that can produce up to 6 stacks of iron every hour. So for this farm, the first thing you want to do is dig out a 5x5 hole, and then you want to continue that down 8 more blocks, so it's a total of 5x5 by 9 blocks deep. Now that you're done mining that hole, take some of those blocks that you got and place down 10 temporary ones on one side, and then 10 temporary ones on the other side. Then go ahead and place 5 beds up here on that side, and then you want to do the exact same thing over here on the other side. So you should now have 10 beds placed down, and then go ahead and break all these temporary blocks and then place 10 more beds underneath those ones. Now, once you're done with all of that, go ahead and fill in this middle area here. Doesn't matter what type of block you use. And then as well, you want to place 1 block in the center and then 4 blocks in the corners. Go ahead and grab your workstation. This can be any workstation. I'm just going to use fletching table, but it doesn't matter which one you use. And then you want to place them all down at this level. And once you're finished with that, you should have 20 beds and 20 workstations. So there you go. You're done with that. Go ahead and grab your torch, place it down in the middle, and then staircase out of your hole, and we now need to get 20 villagers inside of here. Now, I know that might sound complicated, but it's actually quite easy. All you really need to do is get 2 villagers near the hole. If I can break this boat. There we go. Get 2 villagers inside of that hole. And then once you're done with that, just take a stack of food, throw it down there, and eventually they will breed and turn into 20 villagers. Now, while you're getting all of these villagers, make sure you don't have any nitwits, otherwise they can't get a job. And as well, you're going to have to wait for any babies to grow up before the iron golems actually start to spawn. Now, once you've gotten all 20 of your villagers inside of this hole, what you want to do is place a solid block right over top of their head, and then go ahead and fill in an entire platform at this level. And once you're done with that, take a bucket of water and place it in any one of the 4 corners. We're at a point now where iron golems might start to spawn. This is okay, you just want to kill them for now. If this starts to happen though, just take a bucket of lava and use that to kill them so you don't actually punch the iron golems, because otherwise they will start to attack you. So from there, what you want to do is take a hopper, break that block, and then lead it into either one of these 2 sides. And then whichever side you let it into, you want to break out those 6 blocks along with those 2 down there. You should see the prong of the hopper, and then go ahead and lead either 1 or 2 chests into it. Now, we need to block this off so nothing can get past, but right now you can't open the chest. So take some sort of transparent block, or you can just take a stair, place it over top of that so it looks like this, but you're still able to open up the chest. Then go ahead and replace both of those blocks. And now you want to place a sign right there, and then 2 signs up at that level, and then place a bucket of lava right there to kill the iron golems. And if you want to kill the cats that are going to spawn if they bother you, what you can do is place a campfire down on top of that, and then just extend those hoppers out so you can still collect the items. Now, taking a bunch of slabs, what you want to do is place them all around up here just to make sure no iron golems are going to spawn up here. And if you want to make this back half leaves, you can do that. But these up here cannot be leaves, otherwise they're just going to burn to the lava. But there you go, the iron golems will now spawn, burn to the lava, and then once they die, you can go down into that chest and collect all of your items. Farm number 4 is this super easy villager breeder, but remember, this list gets better as it goes on, so make sure to stick around for the final farm to see the best XP farm in the game that can get you so many levels super quickly. Now, this is the easiest villager breeder, but it's also the only one you're gonna need, because I was able to get 5 baby villagers from this in just a couple minutes of using it. And it's so simple. You have some beds, workstations, and then 2 villagers here. You throw a little bit of food on them, and then once a baby villager is made, it's gonna pop down into the water and then get pushed all the way over here. Now, villagers are so useful for things like iron farms and of course trading with them. So this is definitely a must-have farm in your world. So to start this one off, what you're going to want to do is dig out a nice 3x3 hole and then go ahead and make that hole 2 blocks deep. Now it's a very small farm, doesn't take up a lot of space, which honestly is my favorite part about it. Now on any one of these 4 sides, you want to place down a bucket of water right there. And then what you want to do is place down a temporary block on this side, a slab on the top half right there, and then either a solid block or just 2 more slabs on top of that there. Now that you're done with that, the water should be flowing around that center block to here. And what you now want to do is just break all of these blocks until your water stops flowing. That should be 3 blocks, and then it stops on the 4th one. And once you get over here, just kind of make yourself a nice little area for the baby villagers to flow. Doesn't really matter how big you make this. Now, it's definitely not a bad idea to place down some blocks over top of this whole area just to make sure that when you actually have your baby villagers, no stray zombie comes running up and eats all of them, because that would be really unfortunate. Now, the next thing you want to do is take 4 trapdoors and place them all around this top block and then open them up. And this is so when the baby villager actually spawns, he thinks it's a full block, walks down here, and then gets pushed all the way down over towards that area. Now, from here, what you want to do is place down 2 temporary blocks on top of that, and then just take any 4 blocks and place them around at this height. Again, I'm using glass for all of this, but if you like, it doesn't matter what block you use. I just like being able to see inside. Now go ahead and break both of those areas. And now what you want to do is grab all of your beds and your workstations. Now, again, it can be any type of workstation, and you are only going to need 2 of them because we need to get 2 villagers inside of here. And you just want to place those down anywhere near the farm. Doesn't really matter where. And then what you also want to do is place down 2 beds for the villagers inside of here, and then 1 bed for every baby villager that you want. So let's say I want to get 2 more baby villagers. I'm going to place down 2 more beds just somewhere near the farm. Again, it doesn't really matter where they are. Now, we need to get 2 villagers inside of this area. There's a bunch of different ways you can do it, but honestly, the easiest is just with a minecart and a rail. You chuck him on there, you push him over top, and he's just going to sit somewhere over top of this center hole. Just kind of shove him, break the minecart, and then hope that he falls down inside of there. Perfect. Then go ahead and repeat that process, and you should now have 2 villagers inside of this area. Now, all you have to do is take either a bunch of bread, carrots, or potatoes, doesn't matter, throw it on top of them, and then eventually they're going to start to breed and make a bunch of beautiful babies that are going to end up all the way down here in this section. Moving on to farm number 3, we have raid farms, which are going to give you such good items like emeralds, totems, enchanted books, and so many other things. The only problem with a lot of them is they can be very, very complicated. However, this one has made it super simple, and this is the easiest raid farm inside of Minecraft Bedrock. However, coming down here into the chests, you can see it still gives a ton of good loot, saddles, totems, emeralds, enchanted items, and so many other good things. First things first, you want to make sure you're building in the right location. Now that's going to be not near any big mountains or hills, otherwise the raid mobs might spawn there instead of in the farm. And secondly, you want to be at least 150 blocks away from the closest village or the closest village entity. So that's anywhere that has a villager bed and a workstation. Make sure you're 150 blocks away. As well, you are going to need ominous bottles to start the raid, so either build near a pillager outpost, or if you want to build an ominous bottle farm, we have one of those, and you can click the link up here right now. So the first step to this farm, what we need to do is make sure none of the mobs are going to spawn on the ground. And to do that, what you want to do is build 150 blocks into the air. Now that's either going to be, in my case, with scaffolding, or if you just want to use blocks and ladders, that is going to work as well. Now that you're done placing all of those down, you can head up to the top of the farm where we can go ahead and get started. Now, once you get up here to the top, the first thing you want to do is grab your leaves. Make sure whenever I say leaves, you're actually using leaves. This is because any other block, any solid block, or even like glass, slabs, carpets, anything, the raid mobs are going to be able to spawn on. So make sure you're using leaves for this part. Any type is okay. What you want to do is build out 2 leaf blocks to the side. Oh, just like that. There you go. And then go ahead and place 1 leaf block down on the second piece of scaffolding right there. Now from here, what you want to do is place down 2 chests on the end, just like that. And then go ahead and place 2 more chests on top of those. Now coming behind these, what you want to do is take 1 hopper, place it right there, and make sure it's facing into that bottom chest. And then do the same thing on this top chest right there, and you might have to jump to place it. Again, making sure that the little prong thingies are facing into the chest. Then as well, you want to place 2 more hoppers, making sure it's leading into this hopper. Don't place it into the chest, into the hopper. So you want to place 2 more like that. And then go ahead and make 1 more row back here. So you should now have a 2x3 platform of hoppers back here. Now, to make sure no XP gets stuck inside of the hoppers, what you want to do is take some carpets and place them on top just like that. Now, from here, what I'm going to have you guys do is just make a nice little temporary ring of blocks around these hoppers just to make our life a lot easier, just easier to work around. So there you go. What you want to do is place 2 blocks on that side, 2 blocks on that side, and 3 blocks on the back. Now, make sure this is a solid block. I'd recommend not using glass because sometimes the Ravagers are actually going to, glitch through the glass. Bug rock is crazy. It's just a lot safer to use a solid block. Now, once you have all of those placed down, you can actually come here, go ahead and break as many of these temporary blocks as you can because we're not going to need to use them anymore. So perfect, there we go. Now, we actually want to place 1 more block on the front right there as well. So you should have a shape that looks like this. And then you want to bring this up 1, 2, 3, 4 more blocks. So it's a total of 5 blocks tall. And then of course, do that for the entire chamber. Now, once you're done placing down all of those blocks, what you want to do is take some leaves again and place them on the top here, ensuring that no raid mobs are going to spawn on the top. And then as well, you're also going to want to place 2 leaf blocks right there. Now, hopping back down here, what you want to do is take some more solid blocks and you want to place them like this until you have 1 block gap right there. And then go ahead and take 2 slabs and place them like that. And then all we have to do is crouch and we are able to easily smack the mobs without them being able to see us. Now, something else I want to mention is this storage system will fill up very, very fast within about 2 or 3 raids. And so if you want to extend it, it's very simple. All you need to do is the exact same thing, add more chests underneath, and then just take some hoppers and just lead them into the corresponding chest so it looks like this. And there you go, you now have an extended storage system. Now, the next thing we're going to work on is the villager's house. Now, you can make it anywhere, to the side of the farm, above, below, it doesn't matter. But just to make it as easy as possible, we're going to build it right up here at the top. So the first thing you want to do is come to the opposite side of your front, and then go ahead and place down 2 leaf blocks right there, and then 2 temporary blocks right after that. So it looks like this. Now, go ahead and place down your bed on top of those temporary blocks, and then make sure to break these. Otherwise, sometimes the raid mobs are going to spawn here, which is annoying. So make sure to break those, and now you should have a bed that is floating, and then those 2 blocks here. Now go ahead and place 2 more leaf blocks on top of that bed, as well as 3 leaf blocks right there. And then you also want to place 3 leaf blocks right there. Perfect. Now, coming to this block right here, go ahead and place a temporary block, and then you want to place a barrel on it. Now, this can be any workstation. A barrel is just one of the cheapest ones and the easiest to make. And then go ahead and place a torch on the front to make sure no mobs spawn here and kill your villager. And then also you want to place down 4 blocks right here. So you should now have a little containment area for the villager that looks like this. And now we actually need to get the villager inside of this area. Now, this process can be a little complicated, although it really doesn't have to be. All you really need is a villager inside of a boat and then a lead. Now, first of all, make sure your villager is not a nitwit villager. Otherwise, the farm is not going to work, because it needs to be able to get a profession. So once you've got your villager, all you want to do is take a lead, right click on there, and then go up. And as you can see, your villager will follow you all the way up to the top. Now, once you get up here to the top of your farm, what we need to do is get that villager inside of that area we just made. So first of all, make sure he's not underneath of the block. So you might just want to build to the side like this until he pulls over. Perfect. Now, what you actually want to do is build up. And just keep building up. You want to build until you're significantly higher than that area we just made. Don't be at the same level. There you go. So you should be a little bit above it. And then all you want to do is just bridge over top of it, and the villager will follow you over. And then all you want to do is just do your best and kind of place this villager. It can be a little complicated, but there you go. Just place him over top of this area, break that boat, and then he should pick up the profession of the thing you have there. And then just kind of go ahead and push the villager into your area. So perfect, there you go. We now have the villager inside of this. Now from here, what you want to do is place 2 temporary blocks, or not temporary, 2 leaf blocks, sorry, over top of this villager, making sure that no mobs are going to spawn and kill him. and then go ahead and break every single one of these temporary blocks. Make sure they are all broken. And the final thing you want to do for oh wait, no, there is no final thing. That is the entire farm. There you go. Your raid XP farm is actually done, and I'm going to show you how to use it now. So let me just hop down here into survival mode really quickly. All you need to do is hold out a looting 3 sword for better drops, and then as well sharpness if you want to kill them quicker. As well, go into your settings. Make sure you are on hard mode. If you're on easy or normal, you're not going to get as good of loot. So make sure you're on hard mode. And then, like I mentioned, either go down to a pillager outpost or build that ominous bottle farm we have on our channel. Drink your ominous bottle, and there you go. Your raid is now going to start. And as you'll see, the raid mobs are going to spawn in this area. Now, while you're waiting for this raid to start, it's definitely not a bad idea to just add yourself some walls so you don't accidentally walk off the edge while using this farm. I can't tell you how many times I have done that. But there you go, and as you can see at the top, the raid is now starting. Now you just keep killing these mobs over and over until eventually you are now the hero of the village. As you can see, you're able to collect all of the XP, and then like I mentioned, all of the drops went down inside of this bottom chest. Coming in at farm number 2, we have the fish farms, which are, in my opinion, the single most overpowered farm in all of Minecraft Bedrock Edition. And that's because they give some absolutely insane loot. And this is all they are. They are so simple to build. They're so easy and small. They take like 3 minutes to set up. And like I mentioned, they're going to give you some insane drops. Now this one over here is fully automatic, but does require an auto clicker. This one doesn't need an auto clicker, but it is not fully automatic. So you can decide which one you want to build. And honestly, if there's any farm on this entire list that you're going to build, have it be this one because they are so insanely good. I'm going to start off by showing you guys this design right here, and then afterwards I'll show you how to build that one over there. Now for this one, the first thing you want to do is break 3 blocks in the ground, and then place down a single chest or a double chest if you want, a hopper right there, a fence and pressure plate on top of that hopper, and then you want to look at that fence and place down a bucket of water, and it should flow down into that hole. Then go ahead and take a note block and place it right there. Any block on top of that, and then you want to take an iron trap door so you don't accidentally open it yourself, and you want to place it at the bottom of that plank, and there you go, the whole farm is done. Now using the farm is very simple. First of all, you're going to want to have a fishing rod, ideally with Luck of the Sea 3 for better drops and lure for quicker drops, and as well, if it's raining outside, it is going to be even faster. Now as well, there's going to be a link down in the description for the auto clicker that I'm using, OP auto clicker. You want to set it to 1000 milliseconds or 1 second, right mouse button, and there you go. Now all you have to do is stand here, look just at the edge of the pressure plate, and then start the auto clicker. Now it's going to reel the fishing rod, put the trap door up, it's going to click on the note block back there, and then as you just saw, the fish gets collected, the trap door goes down, you cast your fishing rod again, and then it's a continuous cycle, and it goes on forever and ever. It's fully automatic, and you are able to get a bunch of really good loot. Although, of course, the problem with this one is it does require an auto clicker. So let me show you how to build this one over here that does not require that. So for that, what you're going to want to do is place down 2 trapdoors like that and open them up. 1 trapdoor right there and open it up, and then 2 more trapdoors like that and open them as well. If you want these to be solid blocks or any block, that works, but this is just the smallest way of doing it. Then you can go ahead and place down a chest right there, break that block, and then place a banner on front of that, on the front of the chest, sorry. And then go ahead and place down a bucket of water right there and a bucket of water inside of this chest by shifting and then placing it down like that. Once again, this farm is going to be more efficient if it's raining. And as well, what a lot of people say is if there's a fish back here, it's going to give you a better chance of getting good loot. I can't actually find proof of this anywhere on the internet, but if you think that's true, go ahead, take a bucket of fish and you can place it back there for maybe better drops. If someone knows, let me know down in the comments and I'll pin you. Now from here, what you want to do is dig down another 3 blocks right there. So it's 4 blocks deep, and then go ahead and continue that for 2 more blocks this way. So you have a 4 block deep hole that is 3 blocks long. Now at the bottom over here, what you want to do is place down either 1 or 2 chests, doesn't matter. And then go ahead and take a hopper and lead it into that chest right there. Then what you want to do is take a sign or not a sign, sorry, before that actually, place down a rail with a hopper minecart on top. And then what you actually want to do is break this rail. Now, if you can't see it, what you might have to do is break one of these chests first. There you go. Then break that rail so the minecart falls down, replace your chest, and now what you want to do is take a sign and place it down right there. Now I'm actually going to have you guys break out of this area for 1 second, because what you want to do is place down some blocks. Doesn't have to be over top of the chest, just place down 2 blocks at the top right there. And then what you want to do is take a bucket of lava and place it right there. It's not going to break that though, because we have the sign. What that lava is going to do is break the fishing rod when we catch something. And what this design does is ensures that we're never going to miss a catch. So if the fish comes, we're not going to miss reeling it in. This is going to do it automatically. Now, just like the other design, take your fishing rod. It's best if it has Luck of the Sea 3 and lure. Throw it on the banner, and there you go. Once a fish is found, it's automatically going to be reeled in by the lava, and all of the drops are going to go down inside of this chest. Oh my god, that's a good drop. And finally, coming in at number 1, in my opinion, the most important farm to have in your survival world is this XP farm. It is so unbelievably efficient. It can get you upwards of 60 or 70 levels in just a couple minutes, and it is so unbelievably easy to set up. So the first thing you want to do is dig down 1, 2, 3 blocks, place down a piece of sand right there, and then break these 4 blocks surrounding that sand, and then place down a cactus right there and a composter on top, and then go ahead and place down 1 block to any of the sides, followed by 4 more blocks just like that. Now, just going anywhere near the farm doesn't really matter where, but I'm just going to pick right here. What you want to do is dig down 3 blocks and then grab a name tag, and we need to get a zombie inside of this hole. Now, name tags can be kind of hard to get, so if you don't want to use that, you can either use a boat and simply put the zombie in a boat, or what you can do is just use the fish farm that we showed in the last section of this video to get yourself a name tag, and then you can come back here. Either way though, what you want to do is grab a zombie, get him inside of that hole, put the name tag on him, and then make sure to cover it up with a solid block. Now, once you've got your zombie in there, the next thing we need to do is get a bunch of armadillos inside of this composter. Now, this might seem really difficult, although all you need to do is get 2 armadillos from a savanna, and then what you can do is use some spider eyes to breed them. Now, I've gone ahead and gotten 6 armadillos, although you can have upwards of like 30 of these guys, and that's where you start to get some absolutely insane XP. Either way though, all you need to do now is take a rail system and lead it up to that composter, and then take a minecart, push these guys inside of the minecart. If I can not push it too far away. There you go. Push them up to there, break that, and then they should fall down inside of that composter, and you just want to repeat that for every one of your guys. Now, as you can see, the armadillos are going to be taking damage, but that's okay because we added the zombie down there, so they're curled up in their shell and they're never going to die. So once you have all of them inside of there, what you want to do is place down a fence on that block, a bucket of water right there, and then place down any type of block. I'm going to use slabs over top of that to keep the silverfish inside. And there you go. The farm is done. Now take your splash potion of infestation, throw it onto them, and now there's a bunch of silverfish. All you have to do is smack them with the sword, and you are going to collect a ton of XP. If you enjoyed this top 5 list, make sure to check out the video on your screen right now for even more great content. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. BlazedMC out.